My name is Randy Bigley. Joining me on the podcast right now from Kimmel Corporation is Brian Kimmel. Hello, Brian. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Randy?
I'm doing great. Kimmel Corporation. They may have people may have heard of that name before, and they may not know exactly what you guys do. What all do you do at Kimmel Corporation?
So most people in the general area out of around the Upper Sandusky area, I guess you'd say, is where our headquarters is out of. In the past, remember us as more of a launder and dry cleaner, which we still do that. But that makes up a minority of our business. As time goes on, you evolve, and that's what our organization has done. So we're a fourth generation company where we're established in 1931 in Upper Sandusky, still run everything out of there, and at one time we were up north of 10 dry cleaning stores.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
back in the 70s, 80s.
I remember Kimmel stores around.
Yep, there's no doubt. So it was more of a commonality to take your clothes to the cleaners, and the fabrics were a little different. So this day and age has changed.
Yeah.
Where we have a lot of wrinkle-free garments, and even now today with the pandemic, there's no point in putting a shirt and tie on if you're going to sit at home in front of a Zoom cast.
True, exactly. Exactly.
So some folks put on their mesh shorts and maybe a collared shirt.
There you go. Happens quite a bit, I think.
Right. So with that, the demand for dry cleaning and laundering, pressing of shirts is definitely declined. So, which is okay. We've seen this coming towards us. So, majority of our business now is made up of uniform rental, linen rental, mat rental, and restroom services, and we're covering about 40% of Ohio in doing those services. So when you see our trucks running around out there, some communities think it's full of dry cleaning, but that has changed over in the last, especially 15 years. The trend is we've been fortunate. We've had a lot of growth in that part.
And that's great that you guys can adapt that way, But we always said here, we always have to adapt here. We'll become a dinosaur, and you'll become obsolete.
Absolutely.
You guys have found a way. You're not obsolete. I mean, you actually have come farther than that. So
Yeah, most definitely. And it's something that whether you know it or not, you're forced to do.
Yeah.
Because if you're not able to adapt to change, and we all know in this, especially in this business climate, that there's those that aren't going to make it.
Oh yeah, and that happens.
Sure.
You guys were able to do it, and you guys kind of have have a kind of a neat building over there, kind of a historic building, don't you? Where you guys,
it is. I mean, the building itself has been added on to, I believe, 4 times. And we are right downtown Upper Sandusky. So for a facility like ours to be downtown, in a downtown, years ago it was common.
Right.
Not as common anymore. So just over 2 years ago, we did add 10,000 square foot, and so we made the new building match the old building with the brick and everything in the front.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. When you're in our old building, you can see the old brick facade on one side of it, and then you have all these new shiny pieces of equipment, and you have this older facade, so it's unique.
Yeah, I remember that. That's it's a cool place.
Yeah.
And you guys do a lot of. You guys use the internet a lot for stuff too.
Most definitely. I mean, right now our business. We're doing a lot of selling of apparel. So we have build websites for folks.
Oh, you do? Okay, yeah.
Custom websites for companies. So if you have a construction company, you got 50 employees, and you need to buy them T-shirts and safety striped coats and hats and things like that, we build stores out online for them to be able to do that. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's neat. So you guys have really expanded.
We look at it as any employer, for the most part, we have something we can offer them that can help them, because many times they're shopping online or they have 5 vendors that we can condense it down to possibly one vendor to handle everything that you have.
Here's a great thing: you guys are local, and I really like when you can do business locally. Yeah. And the name Kimmel, I've known that name my whole life. Because you guys have been around. I live in the Mansfield area, and I remember Kimmel's in Mansfield.
Absolutely. And Mansfield, even to this day, is a great market for us in doing that. And it would have been my grandfather who really, when we established some accounts in that market. It was another dry cleaner by the name of Bogner.
I remember that. Yeah,
that was over there, and the gentleman
Yeah.
and my grandfather struck a deal, and so we started doing dry cleaning in that area, and that's the reason we now have established a very strong customer base in the rental end for uniforms and linen.
I remember when I was a kid, we took a lot of stuff to Kimmel's for dry cleaning.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, it's kind of neat because that's why I said that name is kind of so. Now, I mean, like I said, in my area, when that name is very common.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, so
That's cool.
How many generations did you say it's been? With?
4 generations.
Wow.
So my brother and I are the 4th generation in the company.
That's cool. Yeah,
in
yeah.
doing that. So it's fun, especially even when we get our kids, you know, the oldest would be 6 and they're out there running around looking at shirts, and
Right.
that's what I used to do.
Sure, yeah. And see, now look what you're doing, right?
That's right.
Pretty cool. If someone wants to get a hold of Kimmel's, how can they do that? If they're interested, say they would need uniforms or anything, or even mats and stuff. How do they do that?
Yeah, the best way to do that, I mean, you can call us direct, and everything's listed online, or you can even email us at info@kimmelcleaners.com. And we have service reps and sales reps available to talk to anybody who's ever interested. And I did want to mention something you talked about the internet, and technology has really driven our business, and it's a lot of people's business. And with that, we've actually implemented RFID tracking into all of our shirts and pants.
Oh wow, okay.
So
wow, that's
it's kind of unique where let's say you have clothing that needs to be cleaned at your company, we pick up all the employees' clothing, and then if it's in a basket, we put that basket into a portal, and this portal reads how many garments are in there, who they belong to,
wow,
their names, if they have 11 shirts and pants, which one is that out of the sequence. We can track how many times they get washed a week, a year, you name it. So everything gets checked in, and then it has to be checked out at the end of the wash process to confirm that we're delivering back what we pick up. And in our industry, that's a big deal.
Oh, sure, yeah,
because when you pick up a lot, I mean, you pick up thousands of garments.
I can imagine, right.
Yeah, I mean, we're not perfect, mistakes happen. So this keeps us accountable and keeps us making sure that we give back what we pick up.
Fantastic. It's been great talking to you. Like I said, Kimmel, the name Kimmel, I've known my whole life. That's what I associate with any kind of cleaning, actually, So now we can associate it with uniforms and all kinds of other stuff too. And do you guys do social media at all?
Yeah, we do. So we're on Facebook. We're active on Facebook right now. So anything you want to see from our rental end or even our apparel end, we have Kimmel Apparel is active on Facebook also.
Very cool. Well, thank you, Brian. It's been great learning all about how Kimmel Corporation has expanded and kind of adapted into the future.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
You bet.